Yeah.
That's wild.
The wisdom is yeah. If you yeah, when you obey your mind, do everything. Yeah. Oh, I heard a wise man say, if you love me, keep my commandments. But you choose to do what you wanna do, cause you hated instruction. The root of all wisdom is the fear. If you wanna live longer, the fear. You'll obey this love when you obey your son. Do everything. Yeah. Who created heaven and earth, the moon and the stars? And who created you? We all have to keep it simple. So many people, they are clueless. All because of religion. You say you love him, but you never want to do anything they say. Reject his word, you choose to do everything your way. You wanna right this world, first take a look in the mirror. Don't just be a hero, it's a must to be a beautiful wisdom is the fear. If you wanna live longer, the fear. You'll obey this love when you obey your song.
Shalom, Mr. Stone.
Wisdom is the fear.
Shalom, shalom.
If you wanna live longer, the fear. Oh, you will receive it. Ecclesiasticus 1:20. All these, the root of wisdom is the fear of Yahuwah, and the branches thereof are long life. Yeah. Yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
The root of all wisdom is the fear. If you wanna live longer, the fear. You'll obey this love when you obey his mind. Do everything. Yeah. We live in a world that is backwards. They call good evil and evil good. The hopes of man, point of understanding, are vain and false. I heard a wise man say, if you love me, keep my commandments. But you choose to do what you wanna do, cause you hated instruction. The root of all wisdom is the fear. If you wanna live longer, the fear. You'll obey this love when you obey his mind. Do everything. Who created heaven and earth? the moon and the stars, and who created you? We all have to keep it simple. So many people, they are clueless. All because of religion. You say you love them, but you never want to do anything they say. Reject this word, you choose to do everything in your way. You want to right this world, first take a look in the mirror. Don't just be a hero, it's a must to be a doer. For wisdom is the when you obey your heart to everything. You wanna live longer. The fear,
And welcome to everyone to another episode of Transformation Tuesday, where we are striving to transform into the image of the greatest Israelite who ever lived, Yeshua HaMashiach, for the world known to be Jesus Christ. And tonight we're going to give all praise and honor to Ahaya Bahashem Yeshua, Ruach. And for those of you not familiar with the Hebrew, that is all praise unto the Most High, in the name of Christ as well as the Holy Spirit. Once again, we'd like to welcome each and every one of you to another episode of Transformation Tuesday, where we are striving to transform into the image of the greatest Israelite who ever lived, Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world knows to be Jesus the Christ. Shalom, Shalom. Good seeing you on with us tonight. Shalom, Shalom. To welcome you for another opportunity to transform into the image of the greatest Israelite who ever lived, Yeshua HaMashiach. Now, tonight, for those who may be joining us for the first time, this is where we come in and we do a Q&A session where we allow people to ask questions about your journey, about some information that you want to know considering your own personal relationship with the Most High. We always ask that you don't ask a particular question about a particular person or a camp or a church or pastor or everything of that nature. Just make your question strictly about something that you want to learn about your own personal journey, and we will do what we can the best to answer those questions. Couple quick announcements because we got a lot of good questions tonight and we want to dive into them. But we put the links into the box about our upcoming Black History According to the Bible continuation seminar that we did. We started and we did this for the month of what they call Black History Month, and we got a lot of great reviews from it. And so pastors are going about telling their friends, other members that attended was telling their people that saw the video. The videos were expressing their interest in it. And so we're going to bring those dates back, start in the Sunday after Mother's Day. And I think that is May the 17th, and we're going to go over to the first week in June, every Sunday at 3 p.m. Now, we don't have the venue yet. We're still working on that. It's a lot of different churches who are interested, and we're probably going to just pick the bigger venue so that more people can attend one particular seminar versus having seminars at this church, seminar at that church. We're just gonna look for the biggest venue and bring all the churches together and do them all in one swing, like we did this time. I like to say that I'm very, very pleased, and it really exceeded my expectation. We didn't really believe that we was going to have this great of an involvement and reception, and but we did, and we did it, and the Most High went beyond what we could have ever imagined. And we have pastors who are understanding who they are now, that they're not Black, that they're not African Americans, that they're from the tribe of Judah for the nation of Israel, and they are taking this information back to their members. We had members there from different churches. We had people from the community, and I've been getting reviews and hit up from the people watching the videos all over the country. So I'm telling you, man, Most High is really doing a great work, and he's waking up all these sons and daughters around the world who desire to hear his voice and to come back to his law, statutes, commandments. So it's truly a blessing, man. And we had a wonderful time this Sunday at the Melanated Festival, man. If you wasn't there, you missed it. Great performances, great spoken word, great art. I mean, it was just a celebration of our culture. It was a beautiful thing, and I got an opportunity to participate in the panel, and there was a lot of good things coming out, a lot of positive information coming out, and we just thank the Most High for the opportunity. Lastly, because we need to dive in. For those who know that I'm a part of the Set Apart Assembly with 7 Day Harvest Restoration Center, and all my brothers and sisters across North Carolina, all the bruisers across North Carolina. And we have a conference coming up in April the 17th to the 19th in High Point, North Carolina at the Red Lion Hotel called Identity Theft. And we're going to be bringing in speakers from all over the country, giving out information, waking our people up. We're going to be focusing on the Christian church and to edify the brewers that are already been waking up. So it's going to be a powerful, powerful conference. And as we always do with Set Apart Assemblies, we always have all of our conferences absolutely free. Even though it's on a great magnitude and a great venue, it's going to still be absolutely free because we never want money to be an issue with those who are seeking assistance, seeking understanding, seeking to grow in the Most High. But we know all things cost. And so some people have already reached out and they've taken care of my stay, my costs to go. And I'm just really grateful that you guys will do this for me. It just truly blessed me, man, that people care about me and believe in what we're doing. But we still have another $1,000 that we're trying to raise. So we can get like 10 people to sow $100 in the next couple of weeks. That would be fantastic. We can get 20 people to sow $50. Whatever it is that the Most High lays on your heart and you have, we want to make sure that we can go into the conference bill free so that we can have a lot more things that we can do for the people when they attend, like possibly maybe have food and other resources that they're available for them. So because we know one of the days on the Saturday and we don't spend on the Sabbath, so we try to do whatever we can do to help out the people so it can be as costless as possible. So that's going to be April 17th to the 19th. Like I said, the link for the conference is the seminar that we're talking about, the Black Christians According to the Bible, is in the box. You guys are interested in attending there, please make sure you click on that link. But my Cash App is in there. And please, ladies and gentlemen, if the Most High touches on your heart to sow, make sure when you send it that you put in, I don't want to say your names because you guys gave anonymously, you hit me up anonymously. So everybody knows who the ones who've already sown, who took care of my to my costs and the things that I needed for the conference. Man, may the Most High continue to smile out upon you. Someone today, they told me that came in the mail. So, man, bless each and every one of you, man. Barakatah to you. And we love each and every one of you. We're so grateful. So this ministry has been a blessing to you. Check out the Cash App and YouTube if you want it. You can hit us up and we'll make sure we get it to you. You know, this is not something, what it say, Dika, when work is worth his meat. And what it said, is, well, you know, it just, you know, whatever. We already have some dynamic and diverse questions tonight. So get your pens and pads out and your books out, your Bibles out with us Apocryphals, because we're about to go into some scriptures tonight that we've been wanting to, but tonight we're going to into them. So Deke, let's start out. Matter of fact, let's congratulate Soup being back. You know what I'm saying? Enemy was tagging him the last couple of weeks. Soup, I know you happy to be back in the building with us, you know what I'm saying? Transformation Tuesday, the last couple of Tuesdays ain't been here, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? Your prayers, you know, the people was praying and the Most High done brought them back. So let's get back in. Let's dive in. Let's go to Romans the 12th chapter and Deuteronomy 4. We're just going to be our foundation scripture tonight. So you guys go ahead and start gathering your thoughts. So you're gathering your thoughts. So if you have some questions you want to submit, make sure you put them in. So let's go. Let's dive in. Romans the 12th chapter. You should hold that and get Deuteronomy 4. This is our foundation scripture for tonight.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God,
by the mercy of the Most High,
that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice,
right?
Holy, acceptable unto God,
right?
Which is your reasonable service.
Go ahead.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind,
right?
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
So that's why we're doing this. We're doing this so that we may prove that what is that perfect, that mature, and that willing of the Most High. That's why we're doing this every Tuesday, is to transform into the image of the greatest Israelite who ever lived, Yeshua HaMashiach, who the world know to be Jesus the Christ. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 4. Let's go to Deuteronomy 4. And let's look at verses 5 through 9 there.
Behold, you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom.
This is your what?
Your wisdom.
This is your choice.
Your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
This is what makes us stand out, ladies and gentlemen, above our nation. I think that I know a lot of times we talk about our skin and our athletic ability. Shalom, Stephanie, good seeing you tonight. I know a lot of people like to talk about our stature and athletic abilities and music talents and all of these different things. Nah. This is not what's supposed to make us stand out. What is supposed to make us stand out? This is our what? Go ahead, so come on. This is our what?
Keep therefore and do them.
All right.
For this is your wisdom.
Mm-hmm. This is your wisdom.
And your understanding.
Right.
In the sight of the nations.
So this is how we stand out. The commandments of the Most High. The relationship we have with the Most High. Go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
So that's what makes us stand out. This is relationship with the Most High. Go ahead.
For what nation is there so great who have God so now unto them as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgment so righteous as all this law?
So that's what they're going to say. This is what they're going to see when they see us and the way we're living, the way we're treating other people. This is what they should see. Go ahead.
Which I set before you this day. Only take heed to thyself.
Only take heed thyself. Go ahead.
And keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from thy heart.
Going far from the presence of the Most High. Well, we got to make sure we do what?
But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
Thy sons' sons. Now, so let's dive in. Like I said, for those who have questions tonight, you put them in and we will answer them in the order in which they came. We got a lot of good questions submitted here. So let's start out tonight. I promise someone that I will start with their questions. So let's go in tonight with this. First question. Good morning, Pastor. I have a question concerning our soul when we leave this body. I know that the body goes into a sleep, but reading the scriptures make it seem like the soul is already with the Most High. I'm confused. Though the soul rests until I'm confused. I thought that the soul rests until it descends from heaven. Thank you so much to bother you. And you're not bothering me. Like I told you, no one has ever bothered me. I just need a better understanding. Now, let me show what she meant by that our soul is already with the Most High. What she got there from is Ephesians 2. Let's go there. I need you to go Ephesians 2. I need you to hold that. And 1 Corinthians 5. 2 Corinthians 5, Salaki. In Ephesians 2. I need you to hold that and get 2 Corinthians 5. Right? So this is what she means by this, what I believe that she means by this, let me say. Why people say that, because this is actually, in a sense, but this is kind of before that. Okay, we just playing catch up. So that's what we always have to be mindful of. Okay, so Ephesians 2, right? And it says, let's go straight to it. So verse 6. Matter of fact, verse 5.
Even when we were dead in sin,
right,
have quickened us together with Hamashiach.
Right.
By grace ye are saved.
Go ahead.
And have raised us up together,
right,
and made us sit together in heavenly places in Hamashiach Yeshaya.
You see that? So what has happened is, because when we were saved, you understand, when we were saved, our spirit automatically went already back. It's like we dead. So we technically right now, we're already with the Father, right? But the ones who are going to make it, you know what I'm saying? Not the ones just not walking down the aisle. Don't put you there. It's a process, right? So this is why people say that. But this is what they say this as well. So let's go back to 2 Corinthians 5. This is what we have for Purim, which has Jubilees, Enoch, you know what I'm saying, and the Apocrypha in it. So everybody ain't gonna have this guy brother to put your book game on. So go get your Cambridge St. Parker, or you can get this one right here. And it's made by the Covenant Christian Coalition. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go to the Gentiles. Right. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But let's go to 2 Corinthians 5. Let me show you right there. It says, let's go to 2 Corinthians 5, 8 and 9. Watch this.
We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord.
So we understand that once we are our spirit, the physical death takes place, our spirit man goes back to the Most High. Go ahead.
Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him.
So what we need to be working on is not like we do in the Christian church where we're trying to get a life insurance policy. No. We need to choose a Mashiach so we can have a life assurance policy, which means that whether we still here on earth or whether we already went back to him, we need to be making sure that we're going to be accepted at all times. Because life is a vapor, according to James, and we don't never know when we're going to leave here. Now, let's go into 2nd Ezra 7. And as I said, everyone doesn't have this. Okay. So, but that's not in times of bereavement. You understand? People want to know these things. Remember when his name died, we brought these scriptures out and people was looking at it like it was crazy. Remember that? So that's why we even though we miss her, we know she was good. You know what I'm saying? When our aunt passed, we thought she was good. So, we kind of looked at it from a perspective. But, these are some things that the Most High shares with the elders. But today we're going to share these things with you guys. And like I said, you can have access to it as well. And this is going to be in 2nd Ezra 7. And it's going to start at verse 37. We're not going to read through all of these. These are 70 hidden scriptures that Ezra was told to hide and put up just for the elders. 2nd Ezra 7. So let's start at verse 36.
Then the Most High will say to the nations that have been raised from the dead.
Hold on. Because I don't have that verse on that. We right here, verse 36. 36, yeah.
The pits of torment shall appear, and the opposite it shall be the place of rest, and the furnace of hell shall be disclosed, and the
Luke 16, and we're going that when you go down to the pits, hell is going to be here, but the place of rest, what the Bible calls Abraham's bosom, is right there, right? So let's go into Yeshaya, and Yeshaya will prove this. We're going to show you this right here in the Bible that it says the same thing. Let's go straight to it. Let's go to Luke 16, verse 22. Let's go straight to it.
And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
That's that paradise, right? So this is the story of the rich man in purple who was just flaunting and doing all this stuff. And Lazarus, he wouldn't even give him the crumbs that fell from his table. But now we see that when the Lazarus died, he got taken. What did he get taken?
To Abraham's bosom.
Mm-hmm.
The rich man also died.
The rich man also died.
And was buried.
And what did he get up?
And in hell, he lifted up his eyes.
Well, they say hell ain't real, brother.
And in hell, he lifted up his eyes.
Right, go ahead.
Being in torments. And seeing Abraham's afar off and Lazarus in his bosom.
See that? That's Christ proving that what we're reading here in Esdras is real. That when you go down into the earth, hell and Abraham's bosom is right there. They can see each other, right? So I just wanted to make sure that was proven so nobody was like, hold on now, I ain't never heard that before. Yeshaya talks about this. Now, let's go back. Let me make sure we prove that. Let's go back down, 2nd Ezra 7 and 37.
Then the Most High will say to the nations that have been raised from the dead, look now and understand whom you have denied, whom you have not served, whose commandment you have despised.
So the Most High says, listen, to those who came in and said, I ain't keeping no lost statutes commandments, those who taught the people said the lost statutes commandments is done away, those who said, listen, man, Sunday is just as good as the Sabbath, Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter is just as good as the holy days. This is what the Most High is going to tell to those people. Watch this. Verse 38.
Look on this side and on that. Here are delight and rest, and there are fire and torments. Thus he will speak to them on the day of judgment.
Right.
A day that has no sun or moon or stars or cloud or thunder or lightning or wind or water or air or darkness or even or morning or summer or spring or heat or winter or frost or cold or hail or rain or dew or noon or night or dawn or shining or brightness or light. Right. But only the splendor of the glory of the Most High, by which all shall see what has been
So you know how people talk about, I died and I saw a great light? That's the Most High. So people get sit back. So just because you saw a great light, that didn't mean you was on your way to heaven. Just want to put that out there. People like, yeah, they like, I saw a bit of heaven. That doesn't mean you was going there. Okay, I need to put that out there because people think they be straight. They got that false sense of security. I think I'm good. But I felt some peace. Nah, that's just the Most High. But that doesn't necessarily mean that was your final destination, right? Watch this. Where we stop at, Soup? Okay, go ahead.
It will last as though for a weeks of years.
See that? It will last as a week for years. So it's going to be 7 different days of torment, of preparation for torment, or 7 different days of joy leading into Abraham's bosom. Now, we don't got time to go through all these 70 scriptures, right? So I just wanted to start with that. Let's go down to we can go straight to it. Let's go to verse 80. Let's go to verse let's go to verse 76. Go ahead.
He answered me and said, I will show you that also, but do not include yourself with those who have shown scorn or numbers yourself among those who are tormented.
So Ezra was asking the question. He's like, listen, don't include yourself with these guys. You're not going there. So I know sometimes when people talk about hell and stuff, this stuff gets scary, but you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, if you have submitted yourself to a Mashiach, if you have kept the law, statute, commandments, and you're repenting and constantly cleaving and changing inside, this don't have nothing to do with you. But if you have not, then let this be a warning for what's coming. Right? Watch this. Let's go. Go ahead.
For you have a treasure of works. Decisive decree has gone out from the Most High that a person shall die, as the spirit leads the body to return again to him who gave it. First of all, it adores the glory of the Most High.
Now, so what has happened is this. So number one, let me start with this. Stop trying to figure out everything. Stop trying to get all the answers. Ezra told Most High told Ezra, listen, I'm giving you some insight. I'm giving you some wisdom. But what's all coming is great. You're not going to hear it. I'm giving you some insight of what's going to happen to them. But the depths of what's going to happen to them, you're not going to be able to hear it. You can't weigh all of this. Right? So say what was that verse you was at? Super verse 8. You said what? What was that? Verse 79?
78.
Okay, read that again, verse 78.
Now concerning death, the teaching is, when the decisive decree has gone out from the Most High that a person shall die.
So what happens is there comes a particular time. Everyone has what they call an expiration date. That decree comes from the Most High. So this lets you know, ladies and gentlemen, that the devil doesn't have no part in when you leave here. Okay? I want to put that out there. He plays no part in it. Read it again, that last part. He says what?
When the decisive decree has gone out from the Most High that a person shall die, as the spirit leads the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all, it adores the glory of the Most High.
So that's the first encounter. Remember, I told you that bright light, that peace. And it's going to go one or two ways. Let's see it. Go ahead.
If it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not kept the way of the Most High, who have despised his law and hated those who fear God.
Read it again. Read it again.
If it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not kept the way of the Most High, who have despised his law.
Who have despised his law. Go ahead.
And hated those who fear God.
And hated those who trying to do what thus says the Most High.
Such spirit shall not enter into habitation.
Read it again.
Such spirit shall not enter into habitation.
You're not making it. You got to understand this ain't playing, man. There's some people out here who want to make you feel good in your sins. They want to make you feel good. You can live any kind of way, that grace is going to cover you, that Jesus is going to work it out. Read it again.
Such spirit shall not enter into habitation, but shall immediately wander about in torments, always grieving and sad in 7 ways.
In 7 ways. That's that 7 week. That week, that's 7 days. Immediately you go into torment. Let's break this down. Let's go to the first day. Go ahead.
The first way, because they have scorned the law of the Most High. The second way, because they cannot now make a good repentance so that they may live.
So it's the first day. Only thing you're gonna sit there and think about is the fact, like, dang, man, why I didn't keep the Sabbath? Why did I had to keep fornicating? Dang, man, why did I keep lying? Why did I choose to be a homosexual? This is what you're going to ponder the first day. But read what the second day is.
The second way, because they cannot now make a good repentance so they may live.
Now you in that second day, it's gonna be constantly reminding you, I can't repent now. This is real. Watch this. Go ahead.
The third way, they shall see the reward laid up for those who have trusted the covenants of the Most High.
They mean you get it now. You have to see. You understand? This is real. They're not going to let this get read in the Christian church, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you, if this get read in the Christian church, everything changes overnight. They're going to take them Joel Osteens, them Creflo Dolls, and Bishop Jakes, them cats, and they running them out of there. They're going to want somebody to tell them the truth. You ain't gonna be thinking about no prosperity no more. You ain't gonna be thinking about no naming and claiming. If I'm a Boaz, you're gonna be running to the altar saying, what shall I do to be saved? And the devil knows that. You understand? Watch this.
The
fifth way,
they shall see how the habitations of the others are guarded by angels in profound quiet.
So then he's gonna find out. Then he's gonna discover that, yo, I can't escape this. It ain't nothing I can do. It's not like I can get in here and run out of it, right? Profane quietness. Go ahead.
The sixth way, they shall see how some of them will cross over into torment.
So now you got to see your family members. You got to sit back and watch your friends. You got to sit back and watch some of the people that you was actually doing the sins and laughing and scorning the law with. The ones that you were sitting around to myself, pass the eggnog with. Now you got to watch them come. The ones that you love dear. The ones that you could have impacted, but you didn't because you were sinning. What's this? Go ahead.
The seventh way, which is worse than all the ways.
So this is bad, but this last one is the worst. What's this?
Which is worse than all the ways that have been mentioned, because they shall utterly waste away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and shall wither with fear at seeing the glory of the Most High, in whom presence they sinned while they were alive, and in whose presence they are to be judged in the last time.
Y'all see that, man? The last part is you're going to realize that the Most High, the creator of all, watch you every day, laugh at him, scorn his law, treat people bad who was trying to wake you up, and you did it in his face. I want you to imagine someone that loves you with all your heart, right? I'm talking about as much as you can imagine. And you go out and commit adultery on them, and then you sit in there the next day on the couch with them, and it comes on TV. Imagine that. But it's 100 times worse because it's not going to be one tape. It's years and years and years and years and years and years worth. Y'all see that? But look, the good news is you're hearing this today and not hearing it on the other side. So let's go into the part that happens for those who did what they needed to do. Watch this. Verse 88.
In it, they lavishly served the Most High.
They what?
They lavishly served the Most High.
And mine says they painfully. That means they had to struggle. They had to suffer. They had to go through all of these things. But they still withstood it and served the Most High. Go ahead.
And withstood danger every hour.
They withstood danger every hour.
So that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly.
Perfectly. So for you that are striving, for you that are getting laughed at, for you that are getting doors closed in your faces, don't think that the Most High don't see it. Watch this, what he's got laid up for you.
Therefore, this is the teaching concerning them.
Right.
First of all, they shall see with great joy of the glory of him.
You did it, son. You did it, daughter. Watch this. Verse 92. Verse 91.
First of all, they shall see with great joy the glory of him receives them, for they shall have rest in 7 orders.
Go ahead.
The first order, because they have scribing with great effort to overcome the evil thought that was formed with them, so that it might not lead them astray from life into death.
So you're going to think about all the times, right, when you had a thought, man, I should go do that, bro. But you didn't. You can think about all the times when you could have got revenge, but you didn't. All the times where it was in your mind to lie, but you didn't. All the time you was being pressured to go this way and to go away from it, but you did it. But you didn't. So the Most High is going to
see the perplexity in which the souls of the ungodly wander and the punishment that awaits them.
Then he's going to show you all of the ones who didn't say no. And he's going to show you what you escaped. Watch this. Verse 94.
The third order, they see the witness that he who formed them bears concerning them, that throughout their life they kept the law with which were they entrusted.
Now you're going to meet the guys, the real boys, the prophets, and all of the guys that you was reading the scriptures. Ezekiel gonna come through and say, yo, Shalom. Big up. You're gonna meet the big up, Isaiah. You're gonna see Noah and the boys. They gonna be like, yo, man, hey, you did it. My daughters, all right, you're gonna see Sarah. You're gonna see Esther. You're gonna see Judah. You're gonna see all of the ones. You're gonna see Ruth. Watch this.
The fourth order,
right?
They understand the rest that they now enjoy, being gathered into the chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet, and the glory waiting for them in the last days.
So then you get it going to go in, right? And see a new spot. You remember Yeshua said, I go away and prepare a place for you. Now you get to see it.
That's that real red carpet.
That's that real red carpet. You see that? Now you get to go up in there, you see you start decked out, laid out.
That they have now escaped what is corruptible and shall inherit what is to come.
Right.
And besides, they see the straits and toil from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty that they are to receive and enjoy in immortality.
Then you're going to sit back, right? And you're going to look at it. Man, Babylon getting ready to fall, and I escaped it. Yo, man, them bombs about to come, bro, and I escaped it. Shai about to come back in a minute. He ain't playing. I escaped it. All of the things that could have went the other way, you're realizing you escaped it. Watch this.
The sixth order, when it is shown them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on.
Then you're gonna see your body, that corruptible body. So now you're gonna be able to see it, standing back like you know what I'm saying, like somebody forming your new body. You get ready to see, like, yeah, that's for me. That's a sweet deal, bro. Watch this. 98.
The seventh order, which is greater than all that have been mentioned.
9 rivers now. It's been pretty sweet. That what we read for you. But you know how the Most High is. I got something even better at the last. Watch this.
Because they shall rejoice with boldness, and shall be confident without confusion, and shall be glad without fear, for they press forward to see the face of him.
That's Yeshua,
whom they serve in life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when glorified.
So this is what happens when you leave. So I pray and hope for that person who asked that question. I pray and hope that either comforts you, empowers you, and drives you. And for all those who heard, repent or keep pressing. Okay? All right, let's go. Let's see what Jesus got for us.
It says, growing up in the church, we only learned about the 10 Commandments. Through learning the truth, I learned that there is over 600 laws, statutes, and commandments.
613.
Are there any scriptures that make the 10 Commandments of any greater importance than the other 600?
Okay, cool. Well, I can answer that really without scripts. The 10 Commandments, basically, ladies and gentlemen, is a foundation, right? The 613 is basically either the statutes and commandments that comes into effect if you don't follow the 10. So, for example, when he says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery," right? That means if you're honoring your husband, your wife, your husband and wife, I don't got to go into don't look at don't covet your neighbor's wife. Or I ain't got to go into don't look at your man's or don't look at your woman's nakedness and all that. I ain't got to go into all those things if you keep the 10. So the 10 basically is a roadblock. It's a foundation that if I follow these 10, I don't have to be concerned with the 613 because it's going to keep me from breaking the 613. The 613 had to be added on because we wicked. So the Most High had to give, an answer for this. Then what if you do this? And what if you do that? You know what I'm saying? So the 10 is basically that foundation. It's the blueprint. You follow that 10, you're gonna follow all the rest. Don't covet the man's stuff. That keep you from idolatry. That keep you from serving other gods. That keep you from serving other holidays and anything. You got anything on that, D? You know what I'm saying? D, the spirit, stay in the spirit over there. So let's see what he want to bring out. Because we can really go back to Deuteronomy 4 on that. Well, that's Galatians 5. When Paul was talking about that. They was telling the Galatians, like, you got to keep all these laws. And he was like, look, you got to follow all of them. Because if you don't follow it, you break the least, you're breaking them all. What you got? Yeah, read that. Matter of fact, yeah, that's good right there. Yeah, get that, and then I'm gonna get this Galatians 5, chapter and verse.
Matthew 22 and 37. Yeshua said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it.
Right.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets."
Because if I love thy neighbors, I love thyself. I'm never going to steal from him. I'm never going to commit adultery. I'm never going to prostitute his daughter. I'm never going to steal his cattle. I'm never going to do this. If I love the Most High, I'm not going to teach false doctrine. I'm not going to be out there to perform by just doing the basic things that he said to do. Let's see. Galatians 5 and let's just start. Let's go verse 1 through 3. That'll cover everything. And no, matter of fact, 1 through 4. Galatians 5, 1 through 4.
Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Hamashiach have made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage.
So what he's saying is this. See, Christians will go to this and say, well, see, right here, they've been over everything and looking over all this other stuff, right? But what he's saying is this. He's going to break it down here. Watch this in verse 2. Watch this.
Behold, I, Paul, say unto you, that if ye be circumcised, Hamashiach shall profit you nothing.
So what he was talking about was that the people was trying to focus on the fact that the Gentiles hadn't been circumcised. So the Israelites that was in the Gentile mind hadn't been circumcised. That's part of the law. But what he was saying was, if you go and get circumcised today, that has done nothing to you. It ain't changed you at all. Even though it's a law, you go and circumcise your male member, it ain't changed you internally. Right? Watch this, verse 3.
For I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he is a debtor to do the whole law.
So if you start just going nitpicking, basically, swinging a gnat and swallowing the camel, then you're going to start doing all these little things, but the basic things that you need to do, you're not going to be doing because you're going to be over here like this. Oh, man, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do this, which means if you start doing that, you got to do everything. Watch this, verse 4.
Hamashiach is become of no effect unto you.
So now what Hamashiach has done no longer means nothing. So now you're focusing, making your righteousness based on the law and not the fact that he cleansed you and brought you back into right standing. Right? Go ahead.
Whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace.
You are fallen from grace. Because the grace is what brought you back, not keeping the law. The grace is what it ends up empowering you and giving you the ability, according to Romans the 8th chapter, with the Holy Spirit to actually keep the law. So what we have to understand is that when we get in that Holy Spirit and holler that Holy Spirit, then this is what we're coming out. Let's go over to verse 22.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love,
right?
Joy, peace,
right?
Long-suffering, gentleness,
right?
Goodness, faith,
right?
Meekness,
right?
Temperance. Against such there is no law.
See that? Because when you're on the Spirit, the Holy Spirit will lead you to keep all of the law. So that's the number one thing that we need to be focusing on. Following the Holy Spirit, I can't fornicate because you're going to be keeping the law. The Spirit is like, nah. Right? Come on. All right. You got anything to watch party? All right, cool. All right, let's get back to it. Now, next question. It says, Elder, the church is always talking about we are saved by grace, but why doesn't it seem like grace isn't saving our people? Elder, the church is always talking about we are saved by grace, but why does it seem like grace isn't saving our people? Might get Daniel 4. You see, one of the problems, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to have to realize is that Christianity is not of the Most High. Okay? And until we figure that out, until we accept that and stop equating Christianity with the church or Christianity with the people, we're going to have a problem. Grace is listen, grace had nothing to do with the Gentiles. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Grace was for us. I'm going to prove that. Matter of fact, hold your spot there. Give me Romans the 5th. So the next time a Christian say that they were saved by grace, I want you to ask them, say, what was you saved from? Grace from what? And most of them don't even know. Okay? They have no idea. They're just regurgitating what's been told to them in the church. Let's get to let me give me Romans 5. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Then I'm going to show you how Israel has been operating under grace forever. Romans 5, verse 13.
Is no law.
Read that again. Chapter and verse.
Romans 5 and 13. For until the law, sin was in the world.
So until the law came, the sin was in the world. People were sinning. But go ahead.
But sin is not imputed.
But sin is not imputed
when there is no law.
Now, hold your place there. Give me Psalms 147, 19 through 20. Let's see who had the law and who didn't. Watch this.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
Now he gave it unto the earth.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
Unto Italy.
Unto Jacob.
Unto Esau.
Unto Jacob.
Go ahead.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Unto Japheth.
unto Israel,
unto the English,
unto Israel,
unto the Americans,
unto Israel,
to John Calvin,
unto Israel,
to Martin Luther,
unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation.
Nah, brother, you lying, brother. You lying, because he went down to the Constantine and the Council of Nicaea.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Nah, man, he sent, you know what I'm saying, he sent some representatives down at the and then for the independence. You know what I'm saying?
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Nah, bro, he put his insight, you know what I'm saying, to the Bill of Rights.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
He has not dealt so with any nation.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
They have not known them.
Praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye the Most High. So they ain't known them. Yet they're going to tell us what we're supposed to do and what grace is. No other nation known it. So we had the law. We were the one that needed grace. We were the one that needed forgiving. Now, go back to Romans 6. Romans 5, yeah. And then give me verse 21. Verse 20, Slaki.
Moreover, the law entered, that the office might be abound.
So the law came so that we would realize as Israel, because nobody else had the law. Okay. We were the only one who had the law, so then we realized, yo, we're sinners. We're terrible. This is what we're doing wrong. The law showed us what it is that we were doing wrong. Go ahead.
But where sin abounded, grace did much more abound.
So who did the grace much more abound to? The ones who had the law. It didn't abound to the Gentiles. They never had it. Now go up to Romans 11:11 and let me prove that. Let me see why salvation came to the Gentiles. Let's see if it came by grace.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall?
Right.
God forbid.
God forbid, talking about the Israelites.
But rather through their fall,
through the Israelites' fall,
salvation is come unto the Gentiles.
For by grace.
For to provoke them to jealousy.
To do what?
To provoke them to jealousy.
Salvation came to the Gentiles, ladies and gentlemen, to provoke Israelite to jealousy. It wasn't grace. So they forever. Then I'm gonna give you an example of why I'm telling you that we are being saved by grace. Isaiah 1:9. Watch this.
Except the Lord of hosts have left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been light unto Gomorrah.
What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah?
Destroyed.
Wiped out. Okay. Done. That's grace. That's what we're supposed to be. The whole nation, all 12 tribes. That's grace. The fact that we're here in captivity and know that we're Israel, that's grace. The fact that we didn't die on the transatlantic slave trade and in the middle of the ocean, that's grace. You understand? This is grace that he gave to his people because he knew his people would need it. So let me show you an example of grace. Now, this is going to be talking about a Gentile king, but I want you to see this as a picture that I'm painting of what the Messiah did for us. Let's go to Daniel 4. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, in your own time, God did to us, his people. I'm just using it from the symbolic here, so don't come in and like, man, the dude trying to say, I'm telling you right now, this is talking about Nebuchadnezzar, but I want to give you a biblical example of what grace looks like and how Israel fell and how grace allowed them to come back. Just an example. So in Daniel, the 4th chapter, Daniel reads, Daniel interprets a dream that Nebuchadnezzar had and was showing him that he needed to get his pride in order, right? He was arrogant. He thought that everything he had, he got on his own. The Most High had to show him like, listen, nah, brother, you ain't got this on your own. So he told Deuteronomy 28. You read verses 1 through 14, the Most High tells his children, this is what I'm going to do to you. You don't listen. Verses 15 through 68, this is what I'm going to, no, excuse me. So 1 through 14 said, this is what I will do for you if you listen. I will bless you. 15 through 68 is what I will curse you with if you don't listen. Right? So it's the same thing of Daniel telling Nebuchadnezzar, you better get yourself in order, because if not, you're going to pay. Now, let's go for a second time. Let's go down to verse 34. Let's see what happened. Matter of fact, Slaki. He didn't change. In a 12-year period, he didn't change. I want to make sure they see that. Start at verse 29 so they can see that.
At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon.
So after he had a year to get himself in order. He didn't change. And he walked in, go ahead.
The king spoke and said, "Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power?"
By the what?
By the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty. While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee in the spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee."
Just like that. Just like that. He had an opportunity. He had been told what was going to happen if he didn't change. He walked in there on the same date 1 year later and say, "Yo, I did this, bro. Nobody did this." Sounds familiar? Just like the black man, arrogant and pride. "I'm doing this. I ain't got to listen to nobody. Only God can judge me." Right? Sisters.
"And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will."
So he had to be driven out of the kingdom by his own people. He had to live out there in the woods and like an animal eating grass. You understand? He said, "It ain't gonna change until you come to the understanding that I'm giving the power to it. You ain't doing nothing." Sound familiar? You waking up and we're realizing, man, I won't plan. And the same thing happening to us. The same thing happened to Nebuchadnezzar. Go down to verse 34. And just go to the end.
"And at the end of the days, I know Nebuchadnezzar lifted up my eyes into heaven, and my understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High."
You did what?
"I blessed the Most High, and I praise and honor him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation."
That's what we're doing now. That's what Israel is doing right now all over the world as we wake up. We're throwing our idols to the side. We're throwing all these religions to the side. We're throwing our pride to the side. And we're saying, "Listen, it's all on you, Most High." Watch this. Verse 36. 36, so like 35.
"And all the inhabitations of the earth are inhabitants are reputed as nothing.
We ain't nothing." Go ahead.
"And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. And none can stay his hand and say unto him, What doest thou?"
We have no control. Most High do what he want to. What Nebuchadnezzar came to understand. Right? Watch this. Go ahead.
At the same time, my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom, my honor and my brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me.
You see that?
Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he's able to abase.
See that? So Israel we're constantly being saved by grace. Constantly. Not the Christianity version of grace, but the grace that was released to us. Okay? Now, you got anything on that, D? Okay. All right, next question. Man, 2 questions. We already hour in. Dang. That first question was a beast there. All right, let's try to speed this up a little bit. Okay, next question. Is China dealing with the coronavirus and the locust attacks biblical? Is China dealing with the locust attacks with coronavirus and the locust attacks biblical? Yes, they are. Let's go to 2nd Esdras 15. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, don't believe the hype of what you're seeing on TV. They're dying over there in China by the hundreds of thousands. Don't believe the hype. It's terrible over there. Okay. They going around in the streets. As soon as they see somebody, you can't even walk in the streets over there without someone checking your temperature. If you got a fever, you get snatched up out of there. If you're out there looking bad, you fall out on the street, they take your body and put it in a what they do is when you die, you can get what, cremated. They got cremation machines out on the streets. They just cremate them. This is going on right now. But ladies and gentlemen, what they're telling you on the news about how I got there and where it else is at, that's the lie. There's a particular country that was involved in that. So all this stuff they're telling you, like, it can happen here any moment. Don't buy that. It's coming, but not in the way that they're telling you. What is happening to them and what this locust is happening is a particular reason. Moses said this before these steps ever happened. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you in the Apocrypha, 2 Esdras 15, why this is happening. So, but we're going to go up a couple of scriptures here, and I want to put this out to my Christian brothers and sisters. Some of you are operating in a false sense of confidence and security. Okay, and I'm not being funny at all. I'm being serious right now. But I want to go down to verse 24. This is going to happen this is a warning to his people who reject his law. Now, what we told you over there in 2 Esdras 7 about what's happening in hell should be enough. But it's gonna be a temporary hell before the permanent hell coming. I pray that you avoid them all. Right? But let me warn you. 2 Esdras 15, and this is for those who want to live outside of the Bible. Verse 24.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord.
Sin is not based on whatever your church or your denomination or your own personal beliefs about what sin is. Sin, according to 1 John 3 and 4, is the transgression of the law. Read it again.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord.
Say it to Most High.
I will not spare them.
I will not spare them. You can't pray it away. Matter of fact, hold that. Give me Proverbs 28:9. Let me show them that you can't pray it away. You ain't keeping the law, but you're praying that you don't have to deal with what's happening to lawbreakers. Proverbs 28:9.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law,
right?
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
Read it again.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing
has been answered, but it's actually someone else been praying for you. It's grace. It ain't faith. Read that again. Back in 2 Esdras 15, verse 24.
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments.
Listen, stop calling yourself Israel. Stop calling yourself Christians. Don't be breaking on my son's name and talking about you representing him. That's the Most High saying that. Don't be talking about you with me. Go away. Watch this.
For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him,
right?
And therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
Unto what?
Unto death and destruction.
Have to understand, man, the Most High ain't playing, man. But we're talking about the coronavirus. We're talking about the locusts in China. Let's go down to verse 46 and show you what the Most High said he was going to do to China and why. Verse 46.
And thou, Asia.
Thou who?
And thou, Asia. Thou art partakers of thy hope.
They wasn't keeping law, statutes, commandments, but they was honorable people. Now they're too busy trying to be like America. And as a result, what is happening?
Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
You see that? You want to be like America. You copying all the technology. You copying all of the social media aspects. You trying to be everything that America is. You copying the economy. You letting them borrow money. You're doing everything. You're treating your people the same way. Everything you're doing, you're trying to be a carbon copy of America. You said, this is what I want to be. And the Most High said you should have never patted yourself off a wicked and evil nation like America. Watch this. Go ahead.
And has decked thy daughters in whoredom.
The prestige. You wanted to be respected amongst them. Most High said, nah, man, you should have never did that. Watch this.
Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore said God.
So you don't say God. So you come there, you're going to cover it and copy her. Read it again. He says, what?
Thou hast followed her.
Thou hast followed her
that is hated in all her works.
He said, listen, I hate everything that she stands for. And you choosing to copy that? What do you mean by that, elder? Well, look at the way they treat Israelites. So in the islands, doing the same thing to our people down there. They over in West and South Africa doing the same thing that America's doing. Killing, raping, genocide, taking supplies, taking resources, robbing. You just don't see it on the news. But they're doing the same exact thing. Research it if you think I'm making it up. They taking over governments, they taking supplies, they taking resources, they enslaving the people over there in Africa. The same thing that America did. Read it again. He says, what?
Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore said Ahiah, I will send plagues upon thee.
You say you're going to do what?
I will send plagues upon thee.
Right.
Widowhood. Poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence.
And what? And what?
And pestilence.
Go ahead.
To waste thy house.
To waste our houses.
With destruction and death.
Don't that sound like what you've been seeing on the news? This Bible is a real book, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you think they told you to don't have the Apocrypha? Look at all the things that we brought out of the Apocrypha tonight that most of our Christian brothers and sisters have never heard of. Watch this. Go ahead.
And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower.
He said what?
And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower.
The economy going down. When you look on the news at night, they're talking about the stock market is going down and we don't know what it's going to do, but fear of the coronavirus. Because China is so powerful that they control a lot of the markets in this world. As a result of their market and their economy being destroyed, it's affecting the whole world. And the guys who's doing it, they think they're doing it for their own personal reasons. The Most High is just using them. Because all power is going back to Rome for a little bit. What does he say?
When the heat shall arise that is sent over thee, thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee.
You see that? Read that last word again. He says what?
And lovers shall not be able to receive thee.
Ain't they saying on the news now that all the people from China, you can't come to my country now? Ain't they saying that? You think the Most High getting caught off guard by what's happening? If you're in China, if you're in this city, you're over here, you can't come over here. If you're over there, you can't go here. All travel is restricted. All your lovers, all the ones that was getting money with you, now they're like this, plies hands. Most High don't be playing, yo. Verse 51. Let me start at verse 52.
Would I with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, said the Lord.
Say, I would
always slain my chosen.
If you wouldn't have not slain my chosen, go ahead.
Exalted the scroll of thy hand, and saying over their dead, when thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense.
You're going to receive everything that you've done to my people. It ain't passing. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know also is that a lot of Israelites are in China. They're also in Taiwan, in the Philippines, and in certain areas. So a lot of the people that's getting slaughtered over there in Vietnam and stuff, y'all thought them people was Vietnamese. Nah, those are our people. They've been killing them. And then they went to Africa. And then they went down to the islands. And they're doing the same exact thing there. It's just no press. But the Most High seen it. In verse 56.
Like as thou hast done unto my chosen.
Like you did unto my chosen.
said the Lord.
Said the Most High.
Even so shall a higher do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief.
You see that? So yes, it's biblical. And all these areas where the locusts at, all of them are getting the same exact thing for what he did to his chosen. Now, next question. Let's go to my odd question here. Make sure I get his. There's a particular question that I have, and I have been seeking through and try to get an answer of a better understanding. But it seems like we're living in a time where the people we consider to be good Christian people that has touched so many lives, and they are leaving so soon. And it's confusing to me because it's like the bad people are living a longer life. That God has to have a plan. I'm gonna read this again. He said, there's a particular question that I have, and I've been seeking through and through to get an answer and a better understanding. But it seems like we are living basically what he's saying, we are living in a time where the people we consider to be good Christian people that has touched so many lives, and they are leaving so soon. And it's confusing me because it's like the bad people are living a longer life. That may sound crazy, Mr. Ingram. I told him, nah, bro, that ain't crazy. But can you please share your knowledge and your wisdom with me? I know we all have an expiration date, but God has a plan. Well, first of all, let me say that all praise and honor, what we share, it come out tonight is the spirit of the Most High. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just a vessel of the Most High that use as an opportunity to reach to you, my brother. But let's go to Ezekiel 33 and get Ecclesiastes 8. I'm gonna give you a story, just a little quick story, because we talk about this all the time. Like we were seeing a little girl get out the school bus the other day, and they make it home, and then we saw the girl and getting found in the graveyard, and we find that pastors that are giving their life to the Most High, dying and stuff like that, and then we just see like just the people who are wicked and it's doing everything. They're just like they can just keep living, and sometimes it's kind of hard because we have a certain definition of what we think is good and bad, and I need you to understand that nobody can define that but the Most High. And in the book of Jasher, it talks about the fact that during the time of Noah, before the Most High began, and it's like, why would he do that? Well, he did that because the righteous people, the one that was living right, he didn't want to experience the pain that was coming on earth. So a lot of these good Christian people that you're talking about are the ones who've been dedicating their lives to the Most High. A lot of them, he has been sparing, so they don't see this heartaches and pains on this earth. I know that sounds crazy because we think that nothing's better than living, but I promise you, if you was on from the beginning of the lesson, there's a lot of something else that's way greater than we ever could imagine. And nobody wants to leave, but you have to understand that sometimes the Most High has his reasons and he has his ways that's above our ways. His thoughts is above our thoughts. So I'm going to show you a couple of things tonight, but what I mainly want to say to you is that be encouraged and just make sure that you're living your days in the best manner that you can live it. And you're using each day, each time, each minute, each second that you have, being light, being salt, and giving your all to the Most High. And whenever it is that he decides to take you, whenever it is that he decides to take another, that they'll be ready if you continue to do what you're doing and get yourself together. Ecclesiastes 8. And then we're going to go Romans 9. Give me 10 and 11 there. Ezekiel 33.
Therefore, O thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel. The house of Israel.
Go ahead.
Does ye speak, saying, if our transgressions and our sin be upon us, and we pine away in them, how shall we then live?
So what it's doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Most High is appointing and anointing watchmen all over the earth. And he's called these watchmen to proclaim his truth, to declare his works, to speak of his law, statutes, commandments. And he's letting Israel know that our way of living is destroying us. Hosea 4:6 said our people are perishing because of a lack of knowledge. And mainly one part is because we have rejected knowledge. Excuse me. So our people are being destroyed. But this is what I need you guys to see. Verse 12. Verse 11 is lucky.
Say unto said the Lord.
As I live, says the Most High. Go ahead.
I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked.
Read that part again.
I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked.
You may hear Israelites, and you may hear these death, hell, and brimstone preachers that say that the Most High is just ready to destroy the world. That's not true. It's not. He's going to. He's going to judge sin, but read it again.
Say unto them, as I live,
as the Most High live,
said the Lord Ahia, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked.
I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. What is to be a pleasure?
But that the wicked turn from his ways and live.
That the wicked will turn from his ways and live. Ecclesiastes 8. Watch this. Go to Ecclesiastes 8. I know this is difficult. I'm not sugarcoating it at all. I know it's hard because that's why I told you earlier when we talked that, this ain't a dumb question. I get it all the time. I get it every other week in one way or another, whether it be kids, whether it be grown folks. We got a question coming up with this lady, she's 65 years old. She's dealing with some things like that as well. So this is something that we all think about. We get Ecclesiastes 8 and give me 12 and 13. Watch this. You have to understand that it's going to go well with them. They're doing what thus says the Most High. Watch this. Verse 13.
But it shall not be well with the wicked.
It ain't going to go well with the wicked. And we read that at the beginning of the lesson. Go ahead.
Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feared not before Ahia.
You see that? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know that it seems like they may be getting over, but it's just the grace of the Most High. I'm going to show you this. Let's go to Romans 9. The way you get over is by doing what thus says the Most High. Let's get Romans 9, 15 through 16 there.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Go ahead.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Ahia that have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor.
So he said, listen, ain't the Most High, he made us all. He got the power to honor one and to dishonor another. Go ahead.
What if Ahia, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
So he said, listen, I'm going to destroy him. Okay. I'm going to destroy him, but I show you with Ezekiel that he really doesn't want to. But the one that he has to destroy, he's giving that person a little bit more time,
which he had afore prepared unto glory.
So the ones that he's ready to bless, he's like, yo, I'm about to just bring him onto the grid. So that's then the psalm that's just doing wicked and evil. And he's like, I'm gonna give this boy more time. I'm gonna give this woman more time. Because he don't have no idea what's coming to him. Okay. All right, so you got anything over there, Super Deep? Okay. All right, next question. Says, I'm 65 years old. I have raised children and now they have children. I feel like I lied to them for so many years. How can I overcome that? What do I do now? Now, this question came at the end of the Black History According to the Bible. This was a lady who was recently found out that she's not Black, that she's not African American. Grandchildren are currently living. And I've like I said, this is another one of the questions that I've heard quite often from people, pastors. This is one, remember, Deep? One of the pastors was stating that when they left about, man, I've been living this way for so long and I just don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm gonna go back to my congregation now. And we had to tell them, like, listen, it's just, this is just what happens. This is part of it. And we all dealt with that. I dealt with that guilt for a long time. I taught people that the law was done away with, and it didn't matter what day you go to church on, and I taught all of that stuff. So I felt bad too. I felt bad for a long time. But this is what I want to show you tonight. Let's go to Matthew 13 and Philippians 3. As I told the lady Sunday, I'm gonna tell the same thing to you all. There's nothing that we can do about the past. It's absolutely nothing. The only power that we have is to change change what's in front of us. And so we did wrong. Most I knew it was gonna do. He knew it was gonna be off. That's why he gave his people grace to get it back right. So let's get Matthew 13 and Philippians 3. Matthew 13, so let's start at verse 10.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
So he was asking a question like, because the disciples asked, like, man, when you talking to us, you be straight out with it. But then when you talking to everybody else, why is it that you talking to them in parables? Watch this.
He answered and said unto them,
You're going to tirelessly over and over and over and over and asking them and trying to sit down with them and they won't listen because it doesn't give it to them to know. Now, are you going to stop? No. Are you going to continue to be like to them? Yes. But you have to understand that some know because it was meant for them to know and others because they're never going to receive it. They don't want it. Watch this. Verse 12.
For whosoever have, to him shall be given,
right,
and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away even that he have.
So the ones who have a desire to know, they will know. But the ones who don't care, living reckless, like I can take it or leave it. So I said, Yeshua was like, okay, it's cool. You good. The physician is not for those who ain't sick, right? You good. Is what he's saying. Watch this, verse 13.
Therefore speak I and see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand.
They think they got this thing figured out, but they can't see nothing. They can't hear nothing. So I'm speaking to them in parables. Since you're so deep, figure it out. That's basically what Yeshua is saying. You got it. You got it, Sound harsh, but that's how Yeshua is, man. Sound like you got it, You're so deep. You got it. And that's how a lot of our people is. They think they so wise. They're going out and reading all these other books. And the Most High said the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. They're trying to be so deep and just digging themselves in a bigger ditch. Right? Watch this. Verse 14.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, By hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive.
Right there, Yeshua, my shot is right there in front of them. They can't even see or perceive. And some of the people that's in your lives are sitting there looking at you guys. You guys are to have the answers for them. You have the understanding for them, and they're looking at you like you're nobody because they focus on who you was versus who you are right now. All they want to talk about is past mistakes and what we used to do. I had a person tell me that one time, like, bro, I remember you, bro. I ain't no poor since I was 16 years old, bro. I'm 40 years old. I was like 40 at the time, bro. 40 years old. I ain't no poor since I was 16, bro. What are you talking about, man? I played football with the dude. Yeah, bro. We used to eat the pork when they used to come out there and feed us the pig pickings. Yes, we did, bro. I was 16, bro. Were we eating when I was a senior? Well, I bet you don't remember, man. What are you talking about, man? Ain't no points I was 16, bro. You talking about what we used to. 30 years ago, bro. What you talking about, man? While banging a ham sandwich. Get out of here, man. Watch this, verse 15.
For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed.
They closed them, man. They did it themselves. Their eyes they have closed. They're like, man, I'm good. They did it to themselves. They put them in the place of their own selves, and they say, I got this. I'm good. I don't want to hear. I don't want to know no more. Right? Go ahead.
Lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted.
And should be converted.
And I should heal them.
And then Yeshua can heal them. But some people don't want to be healed. Some people don't want to hear because they know once they hear it, they got to do it. Remember that lady you work with, Deke, told you that? I ain't never read that, so we're going to keep on eating these shrimp. Not, yo, show me where's that's written at. Not that. Like, yo, I ain't never read it, so. You know what I'm saying? I could have reasoned with Leviticus 11 for it, but she's like, nah, I ain't never read it. Not show me, but I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Right? You got it, right? So watch this, verse 16.
But blessed are your eyes.
But blessed are your eyes,
for they see.
For they see.
And your ears, for they hear.
For your ears and they hear. So instead of focusing on what you didn't see, what you didn't know, focus on the fact now that your eyes can see and that your ears cannot hear. Why? Verse 17.
For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Y'all see that? So don't focus on what you haven't done. Don't focus on your failures. Focus on the fact that the Most High's grace opened up your eyes and gave you ears to hear now. And then give me Philippians 3, 13 and 14. So this is what we need to do as the Most High wakes us up.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended.
So you ain't figured out everything. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. But this is what you got to do.
But this one thing I do.
This is the one thing. Go ahead.
Forgetting those things which are behind.
Forget all them things behind. Go ahead.
And reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of a higher in Mashiach Yeshaya.
You see that? So that's what you need to do. Don't worry about your failures. Focus on your opportunity to succeed. Now, got two more questions and we about to call it a night here. Was that a question I supposed to got? I got a question from the other week then. I got all the questions for the other day then. The last time we some questions I supposed to got. I overlooked. I got those, right? Man, looking at me like, man, what are you talking about? Okay, all right. Last two questions. It says, at what point can we no longer be friends or hang out with people who seem not to want to change? Me and my homeboys came across the information that we were God's chosen people about 2 years ago. But I'm the only one who's making a sincere effort to change. I'm not perfect by no means, but their lifestyle hasn't changed at all. So we are trying to bring information to other friends. Their sins is the constant rebuttal. Right? I'm gonna read that again. It says, at what point can we no longer be friends or hang out with people who seem to not want to change? Me and my homeboys came across the information that we are God's chosen people about 2 years ago, but I'm the only one who's making a sincere effort to change. I'm not perfect by no means, but their lifestyle hasn't changed at all. So when we are talking about doing right to people, they're gonna overly examine your life and they're gonna try to find anything that they can use for 1 Corinthians 5. Go to Sirach 1 and Ecclesiastes, 1 Corinthians 5. So I know a lot of times when you come into this truth, you come into people with friends or loved ones, and we all learn at our own pace. But you have to start looking at this thing from a realistic perspective. You guys were there together, you know what I'm saying, and you guys are studying all the time together, and then next thing you know, you look around and you're the only one celibate. You're the only one not going to the club. You're the only one keeping the law. You don't want to honor the Sabbath. You're gonna have to start asking yourself, like, yo, these dudes about their life. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real with it, right? So let's look at this. Let's go Sirach 1 and 1 Corinthians 5. Let's get verse 29 and 30 there in Sirach 1.
Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men.
Read that again.
Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest.
So we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that if we calling ourselves Israelites, you got here walking with fringes on and all this stuff like this, you can't be a hypocrite. You can't be walking around with I'm an Israelite shirt on, laughing at people, cussing people out, in the clubs, breaking Sabbaths. You can't be doing this. You can't be a hypocrite in front of people. And then you can't be out there talking reckless.
Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall.
So a lot of times what happens is our people get a little bit of information, get a couple precepts under their belt, and then start thinking they somebody. They start exalting themselves, thinking you more high minded. It's so funny to me that as soon as a person, not some people, but a few, I've noticed, when you get you a couple precepts and you think you got some historical information out, Pat, then all of a sudden Christians become the main target of your attacks. And all you want to do is talk about Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. Well, I'll tell you what, I build with a Christian celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter any day before I build with an Israelite who's belligerent, a fornicator, and a liar. Okay? Okay? I go to the Christmas party, okay, before I go to your Sabbath with a bunch of people cussing, belittling women, drunkards, and all that. I tell you that. I do that. Soundbite that and put it out there. I go to the Christmas party before I come to your Sabbath gathering with a bunch of cussing, talking down on women, you know what I'm saying, promoting polygamy and all that. I go to the Christmas party before I come and be with you guys. Right? Because this is ridiculous. So this is what happened. He said, what?
Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
Then you bring dishonor upon thy soul, right?
And so a higher discover thy secrets,
right?
And cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
And cast thee down in the midst of the congregation. See, hang with these dudes, you're going to mess around and going to put you in a bad place. And you're going to lose all credibility. Because the world is looking for a reason to destroy you and to discredit you. You understand? Watch this. Go ahead.
And so a higher discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not to the fear of the Lord,
right? But
thy heart is full of deceit.
So you didn't ever come into the truth. This is why we talk about it all the time. Listen, it's a fact that we're an Israelite, but Hamashiach is the truth. So if you're not in him, you're not in the truth. You can say I'm an Israelite. You can quote Deuteronomy 28 from 1 to 68. But when I see you and I don't see a Hamashiach, your life is a lie. You can have the Josephus, you can have the maps, you can took a DNA test. It doesn't matter. And when I see you, I don't see a Hamashiach, you're a liar. That's what the Bible says. And you don't want to be liars. And this is what Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians 5. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 5. And let's look at verses 9 to 13.
I wrote unto you in an epistle, not to company with fornicators.
So he said, I wrote you a letter and told you, don't be hanging around
with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world.
So he said, listen, these people that's in the world is doing this stuff. You should. I was initially talking about fornicators, but I'm talking about the covenant, the extortioners, the idolaters. I'm talking about all the wicked people, because you got to go out of the world. You can't be still hanging with these people that's in the world. But look at this verse.
A
fornicator, or covetous, or idolater, or realist, starting trouble, or drunkard.
And one know not to eat.
You don't even eat with these guys. Then first I was talking about the people in the world, but now I'm talking about even your one that's talking about Kwam Yashar and Shalom. If they doing it, get away from them. Don't even break bread with these dudes. It's what Paul is saying. Watch this. Verse 12.
What have I to do to judge them also that are without?
So I can't judge the people in the world. But what?
Do not ye judge them that are within.
You should be like, you talking about judging the people without, but you letting your mans do it. The elders is doing it. The dude you sit on the pews is doing it. You can't be sitting around with these guys living like this, man. You You can't be taking your girl or your boyfriend and going on double dates and juking with these people, building with these people. See, that's that Christian though, talking about, man, you know, we ain't supposed to judge, man. But no, what's gonna happen when you getting judged based on their actions? You on your job telling you like, yo, brother, man, you gotta stop, you know, really, man, stop cheating on your girl, man. Boy, ain't Juneboy your homeboy? I was with him last night. Your credibility is shot. Watch this. Verse 13.
Person.
Everyone that's wicked, put them from among you. Get them out of here. So, straight like that. Hey. Now, lastly, Amos 3:3. Okay, Amos 3:3. So go to Amos 3:3 and read that right quick. Amos 3:3. This is part of the question.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Go ahead. Now, read it again one more time.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So the question says, so if I have come into the truth, but my wide perspective, broad question, so I got some clarification. I said, good question. Are you committed in a committed relationship and have discussed marriage? Is she against keeping the law? His response, we're committed, have discussed marriage. She is okay with me keeping it, but does not understand or want to give up these, use another word, but Christian holidays. Okay. So I said, last thing, how long have you been together? And is there any other major area of disagreement besides this? He said, less than a year and no arguments at all. Now, let's read that verse again, Amos 3:3.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Now, that Amos 3:3, ladies and gentlemen, has absolutely nothing to do with relationships. Okay, I know it has been used often when people talk about relationships, but it has absolutely nothing to do with it. Let's find out what it's actually talking about. Start at verse 1.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Right.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only.
And I gave you the law according to Psalms 147, 19, 20. You're the only ones I'm ever going to hold responsible for the law. And then going to verse 3 says what?
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So that Amos 3:3 is not talking about your relationship with a woman or a man. It's talking about your relationship with the Most High. Can you walk with him unless you agree with what he said to do? It's not talking about relationships with the opposite gender. Okay. Now, question is, should this person leave this person? Now, you basically have a lot of freedom here because you're not married. Okay, you're not married. If you're married, I will go to 1 Corinthians 7 and tell you to be patient. And I'm not even going to say anything because I already know he's in the spirit. I wish I could flip the camera around and you would see Deep doing the exact same thing. Okay, and I'm pretty sure they're going to go to the same verses, right? So what you got? So before I read this, before I say what I'm going to say, let's let the script read first.
6 and 7.
Bring it out.
If thou wouldest get a friend,
right,
prove him first.
Prove her first.
And be not hasty to credit him.
And be not hasty to credit him. See, I didn't want to go into it and pull all the covers back. But my question is, was you in the truth when you first started dating? All my brothers and sisters. Because what happens a lot of times is that we want to hold people responsible for our own decisions. We get into relationships with people and then we start saying, well, they're not doing this fast enough and I'm out. No. You've been with this person almost a year. You have no other arguments. So you're basically getting along. And a lot of times what happens is that You really don't be honest about what's going on, because in the first 3 months of the relationship, you really don't even know each other at all. People ain't getting the time to sit down and actually talk no more. I like you. You like me. You check the box. You be with me? Yes, no, maybe. And I'm just being funny with it. And if they check the box, you just pretty much go with it. Don't have those tough conversations because she's fine. Don't have those tough conversations because you're lonely.
Thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
So what I would say to you is this. Go down to verse, reading in my mind, calculating. Go down to verse 14.
A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that have found such a one have found a treasure.
So if you got a faithful friend, if she's faithful to you right now, she's committed to you, you found a treasure. But what you're going to need to do is, before there's any form of conversation with a marriage, talking about a marriage, you need to start having some real conversations. Maybe pull a step back a little bit and it's like, okay, like this is very important. And and by all means, learn yourself and have those conversations yourself. Ladies, don't bring another man stuff to your man. Okay? Now, if your man is already in Hamashiach, is already in the truth, then he's going to be willing to listen. But if you're dating a guy outside of that, don't bring my videos, okay? Because I don't want to have the inboxes and I got to deal with it, okay? So study him, get the stuff down yourself, and then be able to have a conversation with him so he can see the spirit in you. You understand? So read that again. Give me verse 15.
Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellence is invaluable.
So you have to understand, this lady that you're dating right now has all the righteous principles of Hamashiach, but the only thing she's missing is the truth. Brother, you're doing a whole lot better than the average dude right now. You better trust me, okay? This is the people that's really living righteous and follow Hamashiach is an endangered species. Okay. So what I would tell you to do, I'm not trying to put a time frame on it, and I'm not telling you to do an ultimatum. But what I would say is that you need to have a conversation, a host of conversations, like many conversations. And you start with those things about expressing your journey. I will start with that. Express who you was, be open about who you was before you came into the truth, and start relaying to her how this truth has made you a better man. Ladies, relay how this truth has made you a better woman. Don't go to it and like, yo, you got to do this or you're going to hell. No. Talk about your journey and what it has done for you, and then state and express how it is. Have those real tough conversations. Don't be debative. Listen. Okay? Listen and let them speak, because truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times sometimes people don't give all the information they need to give before they get into these relationships. You kind of, you try to basically presenting that slave Bible where you take certain scriptures out and then you know what I'm saying? So then you start releasing things as you go. You can't do that. You got to give the people a right to make a concrete, make a decision based on having all the information. You understand? Don't rob them of that opportunity to choose you, to hold you, or to reject to hold you, because the rejection is just a bad person. It's simply because you didn't give them all of the information going into it. And then you came in and said, oh, yeah, by the way. No, you can't do that. So right now you're in a prime position. You have this good woman in your life. You don't have any other disagreements other than the truth, law, statute, commandments. Okay, start there. Talk about your journey. Get these scripts down pat, and then pick you a day a week and study together. If she's not willing to listen, or study together, but at the same time, if she's listening and studying together, you got to give her time. You got to give her an opportunity. Your main weapon, and I'm using the word weapon loosely here, is to pray and live it. Because if she's able to point out wickedness in your life, but I'm making this statement in general. For any one of you that's in the truth and you're dating someone that is not, if you're fornicating, then you're wasting your time. Okay? There ain't no need to go talk about no law, statutes, and commandments and you're fornicating. There ain't no need to be talking about keeping the Sabbath, and then after you have this conversation, you go lay up. So if you're fornicating and if you're shacking, that's the next thing needs to be done. Move out. Cease that. This person means enough to you, you cease those things. And at the least of it, you can at least leave some valuable seeds in her life that could ultimately lead to her conversion. So I would just say, give yourself a good 90 to 60 days. Clean up yourself, focus on yourself, and not be pointing out her errors. Have those tough conversations. And you never know, man. You could have the best thing ever in your life, bro. Best thing ever. But let the Most High do the work. Don't focus on her bad, what you consider her errors. Celebrate and support the greatness in her. The agreement. I just got so much things I got to get done, but that lesson, that stuff that's a whole lot. That agreement we got to do. Indeed, been talking about that for about a year. It's a lot we got to get done. So, that's it, man. I think that's good. We ain't got no other questions in the box. We had this tonight was a very, 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 very good Q&A. We'd like to give all praise and honor to a higher by Hashem Yeshaya, Royal Walk. And we just pray and hope that this was a blessing to you tonight. Let me get that last out. Pray and hope that you ain't got it. I got to play it. It's got to come on. And pray and hope that this was a blessing to you. And just pray and hope that that you can take this thing and share it with your loved ones and just go back over it and study it, man. And I promise you that it will be a blessing to you. And there's some things inside that sometimes the Most High, you know, we get a little upset and we feel like it's a lot on us, but I promise you, man, it'll work out in the end, man. So for y'all saw the information in there. Please, if you guys, if the Most High touch you and his led by the Spirit to sow it to us for the April conference, it's going to be April the 17th to the 19th, the Identity Theft Conference. If the Most High touch your heart to sow it to this, my Cash App is in the box. Excuse me. And please, if you send, please label it April's Conference. And we're looking to we're still trying to get can do. Please don't hesitate to hit us up. To all my people, as always say, continue to be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding to the work of the Most High. We love each and every one of you. Barakatah. Shalom.
Next days, we turn into the next page. I'm so Israel, yeah, I'm so Israel, so Yasharala, the ones that heat this tell you not to follow. I'm a student first, and as always, I wouldn't say I'm a scholar. Still on that sincere milk, trying to apply this knowledge. Studying line up online, precept upon precept, getting there, little reading from top to bottom. Every jot and tittle include all the dots and commas. Believe on Christ and you'll be saved, what you forgot to promise. One day you'll see them chariots swing by the projects. Unbelievers gon' see and wish they can hop inside it. Moments later, you'll see the fire say out of Sodom and Gomorrah. Spirit from Egypt, modern day Babylon. Scourge alone family battles on. Spirit versus your flesh. Will you fall under pressure? Will you be standing strong? We SAS, your brother. 12 times 12, yeah, that's my favorite number. If y'all know nothing, I know the savior coming. And when they crack the sky open, ain't no taking cover. I'm so Israel, you hear it and get chills. The spirit bearing witness with who really sincere.
That's all we say. Continue to be steadfast, unmovable, always aligning to the work of the Most High higher. Barakatah, man. We love each and every one of you. Stay with the Most High, and He will stay with you. Shalom.
Right.